Wow, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chatty Bobby. 11:30. I tried to do some 80s. I'm sorry.
Sounded good. My name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th. Nothing special on me.
Now you're putting pressure on me.
What?
What's up, everyone? I'm Hot Mike Chance.
What? There's never any pressure.
Come on, Brandon. Bring us out.
Bonk, bonk. I'm Brandon E. What up, fellas?
I was wondering where you were going with that one. Little Ferris Bueller's Day Off right there.
I mean, it's kind of on topic for what we're doing.
Yeah.
We are, man. Let me get that yawn out, baby. We're back for another chart-topping episode of Over the Top, motherfucker. Episode 61. Shout out Nate Newton and the entire Dallas Cowboys fucking line.
He liked the booger sugar back in the day.
They were some boogie shuggy loving fucking linemen.
I think he got popped maybe for having.
They
a
all
truckload.
did. Michael Irvin. I mean,
They made no. Yeah, they were badasses.
He snorted
but
by the metric
They
ton.
loved to have some fun.
I wouldn't.
oh, you're in the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s. I mean, I'm pretty sure they didn't snort cocaine unless it was off a stripper's ass cheek.
Facts.
Shout out to the Wolf of Wall Street. The Wolf of Wall Street. But yeah, man, we're back, episode 61, man. We're here to talk 80s movies, baby.
Yes.
Feeling real nostalgic.
Dude,
Yes.
we're all 80s babies.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we've talked about 81 horror, which
Yes.
I feel like is the best year ever for horror movies.
Completely agree with you on that one.
But we haven't done an 80s like a broad episode like this.
I mean, we've talked about franchises that were huge in the 80s
but like
and all that
just the
stuff.
decade
But
itself.
just the decade itself, no, we haven't touched it as a movie period.
It's a very special
Dude,
decade.
it is.
It's very good.
Yes. So obviously, this is going to be a multi-part over the long-standing span of this podcast. So this is just part one, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So whatever we don't get to this episode, because we're not going to be here for 2 hours.
No.
But we're going to get a lot of them talked about. And again, shout out to the sponsors, Trouble Spirits, Revolution One Media, and our whole gang of wrestlers here. You got the Natural Disasters and Jimmy Hart, both Mean Gene Okerlunds, Brian Pillman,
Sanchez, Turner, Stinger, and Mr. Meat Sauce himself.
Olive Garden's got meatballs.
Get the breadsticks, Virgil.
R.I.P. Virgil, man. But yeah, dude, there's a lot to talk about. We've got
I made my list because we've talked about a bunch of movies already throughout this podcast, and we've talked about some major hitters through the 80s and everything. So I kind of made my list today, some movies that I have yet to talk about through the 80s that I absolutely love. Okay. Just throw some gems out there that some people may have forgot or maybe not even heard of before in the 80s.
Okay, let's go. So they're going to be all genres.
Yeah.
So whatever, we're just going to kind of bounce them around between the four of us, and we'll get some of them knocked out, man. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. I was looking for love in all the wrong places.
You've been ready to hit that.
Looking for love
you're
in
reprising
too
it.
many places. We're going to go with, from 1980, John Travolta, Urban Cowboy.
Oh, okay.
I just watched it a couple weeks ago for the first time in a while,
Let's
it
get back to them
so
vocals, though, my man.
yeah, dude, I think you practiced.
Shout
that
out
in the
Mickey
mirror,
Gilly
dude.
on that one right there. Shout out Mickey Gilly.
That is
But yeah, it is a great movie. I mean, it's early Travolta. He's
Travolta.
doing some boot scooting boogie in it. I mean,
got moves.
the man's got moves
For real.
Yeah. As strange as he's gotten later on in life.
Shout out
Still dance.
Scientology.
Yeah. I mean, you had
become
Saturday
a
Night Live, Staying Alive. You had Urban Cowboy.
Saturday Night Live is one of my all-time.
I mean, Staying Alive. Sorry, Staying Alive.
Saturday Night Fever.
It's Saturday Night Fever.
That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, and then Staying Alive
Alive
was like
sequel,
this sequel to it and
Then
everything.
Welcome Back, Kotter was all in that little era, and then right to Urban
Yeah,
Cowboy.
Urban Cowboy is a gem. Has a great country music soundtrack to it. A lot of it's all Mickey Gilly, but a great cast looking back on it too. But I mean, it's straight from 1980, and it shows, and it's just greatness to me.
Good cheese, dude.
I love it.
It was definitely a block of Velveeta.
Yeah, it was, man.
100%.
Unmelted.
Straight out the fridge.
Yeah, I had to start off with a little
You started
serenade
off
for
with
you.
them vocals, my
Oh,
man.
dude, hell yeah, dude.
I got you.
Who's next? Chance, Brandon? Who's going?
Chance.
I'm starting out with The Heater.
Okay, break it
The
to me.
greatest movie, in my opinion, ever made, which we talked about before, Scarface.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
sir.
Not
19
debating that.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard.
What year was Scarface?
81, right?
83.
83.
83.
I
Yeah.
believe.
That sounds
I'll
about
double
right.
check myself.
I think it is because when I worked at Media Play, they came out with
Yep,
the 20-year
83.
anniversary, and that was 03.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I bought that DVD.
Yep, me too.
Great soundtrack to that one as well.
Oh man, that movie is so good.
It just depicts the 80s.
That's
perfectly.
the first movie I ever watched on DVD.
Yeah.
Yes, it wasn't the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
It's like a version that came out when I was in high school, like when it was still like DVD players cost an arm and a leg.
Yeah, for sure.
We all had a Scarface poster on our wall back in the
Every
day.
person who listened to hip hop music,
Yeah, that's just what you did, bro.
You
You,
did
had a
that.
scar.
You got it from Spencer's Gifts.
you like Bo Jackson, you like Scarface, you like the Raiders, and you did get it from Spencer's. It's such a good movie though.
Oh, it's great. I mean, there's no denying it.
No.
It's not my. I love the movie. It's not my favorite Pacino movie, but it's the best Al Pacino performance.
Oh my god.
You forget that it's Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
And at some point, I think we'll do an Al Pacino episode.
He
Oh,
deserves one.
dude. Yeah.
His later stuff, not as much, but like he hasn't fell near as far from grace as De Niro has.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Pacino, De Niro, Denzel Washington's my favorite actor of all
He's the
time.
GOAT.
Yep.
But like
Greatness.
Pacino, De Niro are
Right there with them.
yeah, and the reason why I say that is because
Goodfellas and Casino.
that and like I think Denzel's the best because Denzel hasn't taken those
No.
don't
downfall
miss.
movies
He don't
just for a
miss.
check. He still does quality.
It's
I,
one-
I am curious though. Denzel is in the new Gladiator movie coming out, and I'm curious about that
He'll
one.
slay it.
Oh yeah, of course he will. He does, dude. Denzel don't miss.
I got a 1A, 1B for favorite actors of all time, and the 1B is one of my favorite movies in the 80s.
Give it
and
to me.
it's Big.
Yep.
Oh
Absolutely, dude.
Shout out to Tom Hanks.
man,
You and Denzel are my goats of all
Dude,
time.
Big's
Tom Hanks
great.
got so many great ones, especially
Oh my
from the
gosh.
80s.
The Burbs.
Splash.
And going back to Big, when we were coming back from Fort Wayne, Indiana, from that show that we did, me and Mel and Squints and one stopped somewhere at this place. It was called Uranus Ice Cream Shop, right? And outside of it was a fucking Zoltar machine, dude.
Oh yeah, I
And
saw
got
that
it on
video.
my TikTok.
Yeah,
Squints
yes.
playing, doing the Zoltar thing, dude.
I wish I was big.
Dude. And let's dive into Big real
Let's
quick.
do it. Let's do
Now I
it.
love Big. My favorite Tom Hanks movie is The Burbs, which
Yeah.
is also an 80s banger.
Yeah.
But Big, can we talk about Big being this woman is a pedophile?
Exactly.
Let's
very
talk
true.
about.
true.
I mean,
It's
what,
so
she,
true.
Yeah. And
again, it was the 80s, but like everybody just forgot that.
I did.
Yep.
I thought
But
it was,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody really talks about that, but like. I love
How things
Big.
come
It's
full
one of my
circle.
favorite movies, dude. Josh Baskin is an American hero to me. Josh Baskin was great, and I love his friend from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like
Yes,
his best friend. He's great in it. And the Pops, what's his name? The Pops from Home Alone is
Oh,
a good, like, bad guy in it.
yeah, yeah.
there's so many classic scenes in that movie, man.
dude.
Like the dance on the big old over top little piano thing.
Oh yeah, it's instant classic.
And again, we were talking about Scarface. A little relation to Scarface. And Big, you got Robert Loggia.
Yes,
Oh.
yeah,
Who was
Robert
Who
Loggia.
was also in
He's backing off you over there, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking
Shout out
Robert
Big, man.
Loggia.
And I'll throw out Burbs because
Yeah.
Burbs was another 80s banger from Tom Hanks.
That people forget about, though.
Dude, I love that
Yeah,
movie,
it's a
dude.
great
It's my
one.
favorite movie from Tom Hanks. Like, and it's so 80s that you got Corey Feldman in there being
He's
great.
He's the king of the 80s.
Yeah, dude. Like, and it was just, and not to mention it was funny as fuck, and it was creepy, dude.
Yeah,
It still is a creepy movie, but it was just a straight comedy. But it has some creepy parts to it.
Do you have Tom Hanks in your top 5?
Actors,
I do not.
if he's not, he's right. He's
Yeah,
right
he-
outside.
Forrest Gump did it for me.
Yeah.
No, it's great. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Tom Hanks, man. I actually like that. Me and Mel watched that new movie he did, The Auto. That
Yeah,
was a good
I heard
movie.
that.
I heard that was good.
We
yeah.
watched it on Netflix. That was a really good
I
movie.
need to watch that.
But Tom Hanks is not made.
Yeah.
He's one of those ones that has not made many bad movies. You
Yeah.
can count on one hand, and he's
doesn't.
got 50, 60 films in his
doesn't.
career.
He's
And
got
he's
a
sold
nice
his-
repertoire.
Yeah, that's I was literally getting ready to say the exact thing.
Really?
Yes.
We're on that wavelength.
Yeah, oh, of course.
Tractor beam.
And
he's
shout
so
out,
versatile,
shout out to
man.
your boy Ryan in Ryan, a Tom Hanks fan.
Yeah, he's got a Tom Hanks autograph. He's got his the book, I guess, that Tom Hanks wrote a year or so back. He's got signed a book from
Have
Tom
y'all
Hanks.
been to Savannah, Georgia?
I've never been there. Is that where
It's
the Forrest
littered.
Gump stuff?
It's littered with like memorabilia and like scenes throughout the entire city.
Oh, really?
It's so legendary.
That is where he's from.
That's where
No,
they shot a lot
Forrest
of
Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I know one thing. Me and Mel went to eat at Bubba Gump's in Florida, and it was the most overrated
It is way
fucking shit
overrated.
turner restaurant
Yeah.
ever.
I've heard that.
I love Forrest Gump. I love Bubba Gump.
You
love
The
shrimp.
I love Scrimp.
Bubba Gump is an American hero.
Bubba Gump is he is a
He
national
sure
treasure,
is.
dude.
He is. Shout
He
out
just
to
want to
Bubba
go. He
Gump.
just wants to go home, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Bubba Gump.
Poor
He's
Bubba Gump,
heartbreaking.
dude.
Man.
But yeah, man, Tom Hanks. I'll throw Burbs out there.
Okay, I'm going to jump into the horror genre right
Please
quick, right
do.
here first. From 1989, I know you've seen this movie. I don't know if any of y'all have. Intruder from 1989.
I know what it is, but I haven't
good.
seen
Dude,
it.
it
Okay.
is
It
so
takes place in
sla-
a supermarket.
It
the
all
whole movie.
takes place in a closed down supermarket.
Oh.
Kills are straight 80s greatness. Practical effects are great. Not much of a storyline, but it's just a simple slasher set in a grocery store.
see
And Bruce
this.
Campbell makes a quick appearance in the
Bruce
movie as
Campbell,
well.
dude.
I want
But
to see this.
It's everything 80s, bro. It's bad acting. It's good, like, practical effects. It's funny, like, dope kills.
Yeah.
But it's literally just everybody that works this restaurant is there working late, and somebody's in there just
Yeah.
picking people off.
In the
I gotta
grocery
see
store.
this.
Oh, dude, it's
Yeah,
great.
it's
dude.
so fun.
totally 80s
So
theme.
fun.
It's so,
right
it's
there,
so
yeah.
great. It's just like super cheese ball, but it's one we found when we were doing our horror movie collecting back in the day.
Yeah. And we
And-
came across it. It's
Yeah.
just.
It's one of my favorite like slashers from the 80s for sure.
And you don't hear many people talk about that
No.
one from the
No,
80s.
it's because I don't guess it ever got like a major release.
Yeah, I think we got it through with Synapse. I think
Yeah.
Synapse put it out.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So,
All right.
your turn, buddy.
Michael Douglas, Charlie Sheen,
Oh,
Oliver
I know
Stone,
where you're going.
Wall Street.
Ooh,
Okay,
good one.
Chance.
That's a really good movie.
Yes, I can see. I can
Hell
see.
yeah, dude.
That's
see
a
that
great
movie
movie.
with
It
you.
doesn't like a chance movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The new one, actually, the newest one. With,
it's really good
Shia
too.
LaBeouf.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's really good too.
He's a good actor. too.
Yeah.
That's a good call right there. I can totally see.
That's totally, yeah.
I like that.
In the
Good call,
most
Chance.
respectful way. That movie is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Good call, man.
That's a good one.
I'll
like that
throw it to, we're talking about 80s and Corey Feldman. My favorite movie of all time is Stand By Me.
Oh,
Really?
amazing.
It's
Nice.
my all-time favorite movie.
Amazing. Almost
Good
got it.
call on that one. That's my favorite Stephen King adaptation.
It's The Body. Yep.
Yeah.
It was from the book The Body. I've watched that movie. I had one VHS when I was a kid, and it had Stand By Me and Top Gun on it.
Oh
dude,
man,
hey.
yeah. See,
That was
yeah.
just like
What
a
you don't
record.
need no other movie.
Yeah.
I just
you had it made.
Well, Stand By Me was second. Like Top Gun was first, and I'd always like try to fast forward it. I like Top Gun.
Yeah, Top Gun.
But I was obsessed with that movie. I didn't really understand it as a kid.
and look at the cast of that movie: Jerry
Legendary,
O'Connell,
man.
River Phoenix,
Yeah.
Feldman.
Corey Chunky Jerry O'Connell at that.
Yep, that was
That's
Chuck
when Jerry
O'Connell.
O'Connell was a good actor.
Shout out to Vern, my man.
I loved him then, but then he grew up and
Vern,
became
Teddy,
Jerry
Gordy, and
O'Connell.
Chris, my
I
man.
fucking
Yeah.
hate
That was a
him.
good-
Four cool guys right there.
Good call. There.
I love that
Yeah.
movie, man.
Good call.
I love that movie too. Obviously, it gets compared to Goonies, which is nowhere close.
They're
to
not.
the
No,
same.
they're, it's just a
It's
dark
just
movie.
because it's kids.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why.
totally different movie.
Totally different. It was Castle Rock, Oregon, my man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
where they
dude.
did it.
Shout out
I'm a
to-
nerd, man.
Shout out to Stand By Me, dude.
yeah,
yeah.
good call.
So I've got two. There's several. Mine are mostly going to be comedies,
Oh yeah.
but I've got two that I want to talk about. One is where they're both featuring the Coreys.
I know which one.
License to Drive
Damn
is
right.
one
Yeah.
of the greatest 80s movies.
I purposely
ever.
didn't mention that because I wanted you to talk
Yeah,
about it.
I knew that was going to come up
It's
on your
so
list.
good. It's
You got
one
Richard
of the best
Masur.
movies.
You got Richard Masur from the Thing.
Yep.
Yep.
He's the dad in it. He's funny and he's terrifying at the same time. You got Corey Haim,
Yep.
Corey Feldman,
Yep.
and you got Heather Graham,
Yes.
first Heather Graham movie, who is the biggest piece of shit ever in the movie. We've spoken about this before, but this was like first 5 episodes. But she just completely uses Corey Haim. But that movie is everything you want out of an 80s comedy.
It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite 80s
It's
movies.
great.
And then obviously, The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about it ad nauseum, but it's
classic,
one of the great. It's
One of the best movies. Not
Yeah.
just 80s.
Yeah.
It's up there on the Mount Rushmore
sure.
of vampire movies.
yeah. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
it's
100%.
it's in my top. I'd probably say it's in my top 10 horror movies of all time.
Well, I'll bounce off of
says
your
a lot.
vampire.
Yeah.
I'll bounce off of your vampire movie and go with another one. Then Near Dark from 1987.
Near Dark's one I didn't see till like a few years
Yeah,
back.
it's a great feel of Western meets vampire set in the 80s and all that. Tangerine Dream does the score score to that one.
That's the same people that did the soundtrack for Drive, right?
Yeah, I mean,
you seen the movie Drive with Ryan Gosling.
Tangerine Dream
that's
is
a great movie.
Yeah.
Tangerine Dream is a great group, especially in the 80s when they just hit. But Near Dark is one of those vampire movies that you just never hear anybody talking about,
I'm
and
not
it's
familiar with it. To be honest
It's
with you.
dope, bro.
it's
You
super. It's gory.
Y'all got me
It's-
interested though.
Yeah, check it out.
'Cause I love all '80s horror.
Yeah,
No, it's the 80s was the best for everything.
Ah,
Music,
100%.
movies,
if you like that synthy,
TV,
it's
wrestling, like it's
I
all
just-
80s was the best, bro.
Tangerine. Look up Tangerine. You'll dig. Just
So
look
it's
up
probably-
Tangerine.
It sounds like something I would
Look up
enjoy.
Tangerine Dream just as a group and listen to their music.
I'm
and
sure I
then-
would love it.
Yo,
Chad
I'm sure.
knows-
Yeah,
Chad
you'll
knows
be
what I
sold
like.
on it.
It's real synthy 80s.
That's
If you,
what
the
I-
soundtrack for Drive is they
Yeah.
did the whole thing.
Spent a large chunk of my life making synthy pop music.
Yeah,
so-
you'll love Tangerine. You'll love Tangerine Dream. Then.
Nice. I'll
Yeah.
check that out.
But yeah, definitely
on
check.
the way home. I
Yeah,
will listen to
check out Near Dark then too.
Okay.
Near Dark's a sleeper vampire movie.
that. Deal.
What you got, Chance?
I'm gonna go with Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, dog, man, give me one of them. My first time I ever saw titties. was Revenge of the Nerds. Shout out to my dude Worsham.
was trying to
His dad
think
showed
of-
us the movie when we were 10 years old.
I was trying to think of why I rented that so much.
Everybody, that and Porky's.
Yeah,
That-
bro, that's on the list too.
Again, Revenge of the Nerds. So, can we talk about Revenge of the Nerds being one of the best 80s comedies ever? But
Yeah.
they're literally committing sexual assault
Yes.
almost the whole movie.
Yes,
They're-
yes.
They raid the girls' thing and steal all their underwear,
they do.
and then they put cameras in there,
Yes,
and they're
they
just
do.
showing their hairy beavers.
They sure do.
They're just, it's fucking great.
Same with Porky's. Same with Porky's.
Porky's is even worse.
Yeah, Porky's.
But like Booger's character
Yeah.
from that movie is just. But
Yep.
I'll always appreciate the first Nerds because it's the first time I ever saw titties.
Not because it was a good movie.
No, because it was a good movie too, but like it'll always hold like a spot. 'Cause when I saw naked titties, and I was just like, "Oh, this is the coolest thing ever," you know. But we've got Bush, dude. That's
Yes.
that was the whole famous line. And then they went PG with part 2 and ruined
Yeah,
it.
it changed it. The part 2 was completely different.
Yeah, Jefferson Darcy was in the first one.
Yeah, yeah. He was the asshole. He was
Yeah.
the
He was
quarterback.
the main.
Not
jock,
much
yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
Asshole. But yeah, good one, Chance. What you got?
My second favorite movie in the 80s. I'm just going by my faves.
Just do it. Yeah.
Coming to America, my man.
Yeah.
Come to America.
That boy good. Sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate.
Randy Watson.
Randy Watson.
He thought he was the God's gift, and I loved it.
That
dude.
scene is still to this day. It's the first scene I ever legit cried laughing. So
Oh, dude.
and I still continue to this day when I
dude.
see that. That's the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life. Eddie and Arsenio slay that motherfucker.
dude.
They're so talented. Shout out to the uncredited Cuba Gooding Jr. getting the haircut.
And his
in
haircut,
there.
dude, with all the Eddie Murphy's
That's
characters.
before he was radio. Not the radio. But no, that movie is so good. I'm a huge, in general, Arsenio Hall fan. Probably thought I was going to say Eddie Murphy. I love Eddie Murphy.
No, yeah, for sure.
I'm a huge Arsenio Hall fan.
Why didn't he do more movies, bro?
He's a
good
stand
actor.
up. He's just, yeah.
But he was a good actor, though. Like,
Yeah.
but I guess this wasn't his thing.
Then he had
should've
he
done
had
it
the
more.
talk show too. Going.
He's so
he didn't. Dude.
so good.
Dude, what about Jason showing up on it on?
Oh
Like,
my
when-
God, yeah.
Yeah.
He had all the WWF.
Oh yeah,
wrestlers on
yeah.
at the time.
And WCW.
Hit everyone on
Yeah.
it. Man, Arsenio
Yeah, Coming to America, dude, is
So good.
one of the greatest
That's the
comedies
first
of all
movie I
time.
remember anyway. Y'all know more than me, but I seen people playing multiple characters.
Oh, dude, Eddie Murphy, yeah, dude.
He was, yeah,
He
yeah.
played so many characters in that movie, and then you had some dope ass appearances from you had Louis Anderson worked at
Louis Anderson
McDowell's.
worked at McDowell's, yeah.
You had the father from Good Times was
Samuel
Mr.
L.
McDowell.
Jackson.
Samuel
Yeah,
L. Jackson.
yeah.
Coming to
John
America.
Amos.
Yeah,
Yeah, they had everybody.
Good
in that
call.
movie, yeah.
but yeah, Coming to America, bro, is amazing.
Could be a great episode.
So I got two I want to talk about from the 80s. And I think we may have spoken on them before, but we've done so many episodes at this point. This was the whole thing where they were riding the body switch gimmick, and you had father like son, and you had vice versa.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Which
you
were
talked
two-
about it with the childhood.
Which were two. I fucking hate Kirk Cameron, and I think he sucks. But I love Father Like Son
Yeah.
because Dudley Moore is fucking hilarious in that movie.
good calls.
And then vice versa is Fred Savage, who also sucks. But well, not in Wonder Years. There's something about Fred Savage that's cringe, bro. I
He's
don't
one of
know.
my favorite 80s movies.
No, I get it.
Do
I
you know
get
what
it.
movie I'm thinking of?
Little Monsters,
No.
Wizard.
Yes.
Yes, dude. But he's a douchebag in Wizard.
Yeah, he's a douchebag in the Wonder Years.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think that's what it is. But I think vice versa. I don't know, bro. They're the same exact movie, bro. They get switched where the dad's the kid and the kid's the dad, and then you get that weird stuff where the kid is in the dad's body going after the adult woman. It's a whole weird thing. But they were both funny movies from the 80s, and that, I think those were good like comedies. In a decade where John Hughes dominated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was cool to see
Something different.
your license to drives,
Yeah.
your stuff like that. So I'll throw those two out there.
All right. Well, I'll throw some two movies that are very similar to each other that were a year apart of release. You had Bloodsport in 1987 with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And then you had Best of the Best in 1988.
Oh my God,
dude.
you just nailed it. Both of those.
That's Tony's wheelhouse.
Man.
Movies are Tony's wheelhouse.
TBS and TNT days, those were played, especially Bloodsport.
The amount of
Kumite.
Tostinos.
Kumite.
Dude, I love Bloodsport.
I
and
will
Best
put-
of the Best for sure.
Best of the Best is slept on, I think.
love that
Bloodsport,
movie.
everybody
Oh,
knows
yeah,
Bloodsport.
yeah.
But I think Best of the Best is super
Fantastic
slept
movie.
on.
Fantastic
Especially with what's Sean Penn's little brothers in that one.
Chris Penn.
Yeah, Chris Penn's in that one. You're supposed to take him as a martial arts expert, but hey, it works.
Shout out Chris
We took
Penn.
Ricky Steamboat as a martial artist, so
Yeah.
we can take Chris Penn as one.
Dude, we took Yokozuna as a Japanese person.
This is very
So, I
true.
mean,
Okay, he sold it all right.
no, for sure.
True.
Those were good ones.
But yeah, Best of the Best and Bloodsport.
Hell
Throw
yeah.
that in the
Hell
action
yeah,
genre
hell
for us.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a couple for our lady viewers out there.
Okay.
When I was making this
Shout out
list,
to all one of you.
yeah.
Shout out to Mel.
Shout out K-Dub.
But the powers that be, aka my wife, told me I had to put these movies in here.
Okay,
Okay.
yep.
So,
Shout out Harley.
Dirty Dancing,
Yes.
Yep.
Terms of Endearment,
Okay.
and Still Magnolias.
Those are all good
Dude,
movies.
Still Magnolias was on my
Great
list, bro.
movies.
Was it?
Dude.
Still Magnolia. I love Still. I like Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
I love Still Magnolias, dude.
Dude,
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've only seen of those three. I've only seen Still Magnolias, and I watched that with
seen
Mel
Dirty
multiple
Dancing?
times. No, never watched it.
Wow.
But Still Magnolias is fucking great. Dude.
Yeah.
Did it make you weep?
Oh yeah, when Sally Fields crying after at the
Dude,
end,
oh
no,
my
bro,
God.
I was
And
crying.
Here, slap Weezer.
You had the mom, one of the friends is the woman that plays and Look Who's Talking.
Yeah.
Olympia Dukakis.
Dolly Parton's in there.
You got old DP. Are you with me?
But yeah, dude, it's got a 4K. They're bringing out a 4K of Steel Magnolias.
Jeez, dude.
Yes, dude.
Shout out to the Four Kisses.
Yeah, I was hoping. I looked up Fried Green Tomatoes. It's a
Never seen
90.
that one.
It's a 91.
Yeah.
But dude, good
Job.
call.
Good call, Chance. Yeah.
Yes.
Shout
Shout
to
out Harley
chick
on that one.
flicks, man.
It's like I'm gonna pivot a little bit.
Go ahead.
Because I hit it with movies that I loved. Now I'm about to hit a movie that I liked as a kid, and as an adult, I realize it's one of the worst movies that was ever created.
Oh boy.
That's what I think it is.
But there's an endorsement throughout this whole movie that I'll touch on.
Oh man.
Mac and Me.
Dude. Was that like the fake ET?
The fake
Yes,
E.T.
yeah.
But this movie was produced by McDonald's.
Yes.
There's a huge dance scene
In the McDonald's. Yes.
I'd never
Nothing
seen
but
Mac and Me,
product
bro.
And
placement.
Coke.
Yes. Well, McDonald's and Coke was
yeah,
together.
yeah.
So much product placement throughout
Yeah.
that whole movie. It is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Go back.
It takes you.
Yeah.
It's like the old school McDonald's
Yeah.
too back in the day. Yeah,
that little alien little son of a bitch was so ugly.
it's so ugly.
He's like,
I will admit, this is how much of a nerd I am, Brandon. I have a Blu-ray of that movie.
heck yeah.
I've never seen Mac and
Dude,
Me,
I had
bro.
the DVD.
I have the
of
blue.
it.
They
Dude.
brought out a Blu-ray of it, and I bought it day one.
Can we have a movie night?
Yeah, anytime
one
you
night?
want.
So
brother.
we'll watch Mac and Me do a full review, do a mystery science theater.
Eat Tombstone's
Yeah.
pizza.
Dude, Tostino.
Yeah, Tostino. I'll
and
never
some dark
change
chocolate.
it.
Tostinos and dark chocolate, dude.
When it gets wintertime, we gotta have hot chocolate.
So hot chocolate.
Dude. So pivoting off of Brandon, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about movies from the 80s that are so bad, but you liked them.
Oh.
I have to talk about this one. And it's starring my main man, Building Bop, Bill Cosby, Leonard Part 6, one of the worst movies of all time, where he rides the ostrich.
That's
and
not
shit.
which one I thought you was gonna say.
I know
but
you thought I was gonna say Ghost Dad.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ghost Dad wasn't what I liked Ghost
I
Dad,
did
but
too.
Leonard Part 6 is one of the worst movies ever made. Look at the cover of it.
I don't even know this
Oh my gosh.
one.
Oh, dude, y'all gotta watch it, man.
Oh,
it got like a cheap Blu-ray from somebody.
I don't even know that one.
I need to find. Yeah, but like this is a scene from the movie, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Where he's
OMG.
fighting.
What?
What is that, Bigfoot?
No, let me just read y'all real quick. I'm just gonna read you the
Synopsis of
the
this?
synopsis.
Please, dude.
Good job.
Was there a part 1 through 5
no,
to this?
absolutely not.
Okay.
It's just
just
called
make
part
sure.
6.
Never heard of it.
Here's the plot, guys. Bill Cosby plays Leonard Parker, a retired CIA spy who operates a restaurant. According to the opening sequence, the title refers to the idea this film is actually the 6th installment of a series of films. So he plays a character, right? Featuring the adventures of Leonard with parts 1 through 5 concealed in the interest of world security. Dude, this is so bad.
What?
I've never
Can I get a hunt for $350, please?
It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. He's being called out of retirement to save the world from evil vegetarian Medusa Johnson, who brainwashes animals to kill people.
Who the hell produces Robert Townsend? That's about what it sounds like. Some Robert Townsend bullshit.
No, Bill Cosby wrote and produced it.
That dude was high as a kite when he did that.
He's
right
high on
there.
that jello.
Yeah, he had that marijuana jello pudding. Yeah.
Shout out to Leonard Part 6.
No shout out to Leonard. No.
The guy that directed it's the same guy that directed Mr. Bean and City Slickers 2, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Not part 1, but part 2.
It wasn't City Slickers Part 6.
Well, I'll
Shout out Leonard Part 6, worst movie of all
It
time.
has to be because I thought I knew all the Bill Cosby stuff. Yeah.
I'll go off another. This one's so bad, but it's funny. But you introduced me and Jordan to this one from 1985 with one of the greatest movie characters of all time, The Stuff from 1985.
Dude,
Mo motherfucking Rutherford. I
Mo
forgot his last
Rutherford
name the first time.
Is one of the
That's why I
greatest-
stalled.
You have to watch it. It's a horror movie.
What the
The
hell?
Stuff.
No, I'm finished
It's
with
called The Stuff from 1985.
When I
That's
show
on
you
your
this, you're gonna
Voodoo.
be- you're gonna-
It's on its voodoo.
I've seen it.
Mo Rutherford is one of the greatest characters in a movie of all time.
That looks creepy.
It's
Oh, dude.
dude, it's
Is it
super.
more comedy horror? Or is this like
Yes, it's a comedy horror.
It's like this yogurt stuff that like
It's Velveeta cheese,
kills people.
Velveeta and shells and cheese. But yeah, that stall was because I
crab
mispronounced
singles.
Rutherford.
Yeah, dude.
I went blank. I don't know why I'm going just like.
Well, after seeing the cover of that, I wouldn't go blank on
That's
it.
what
Yeah.
the stuff was. It was like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It was like this stuff. Kids
it
were
out.
eating it, and then it got like
Oh, wow.
It was like super mayonnaise, just killing people. But it
super mayonnaise, dude. 1985, dude.
Okay.
so
Mo
much fun.
Rutherford- Mo Rutherford could have been a wrestling manager, dude. The
Yeah.
way they have him act in that movie.
Yeah, Chad introduced me to that one. I've been sold on it ever
Good
He's
since.
call.
still his friend after that. So
Yeah.
that lets you know
Yeah.
y'all are true friends.
Good call, dude.
Shout out Arrow Video for putting that out on Blu-ray.
Yeah, what you got, Chance?
I got one that's so bad it's good. And I don't know
Yes.
why I love this movie so much, but the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yes,
Oh,
wow.
dude, yeah. That's a so bad it's good for sure.
Dude, you
Had some
are
of
one
the
of
trading
the only
cards.
people I've ever said that actually.
No, I had
Everybody
some
hates
trading
it.
cards as a kid.
Oh, I had the
love
trading
the
cards.
The movie
Yeah.
was dog.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really,
shit.
really, really,
Good,
really bad.
wow.
There's just something about it. I don't know.
Hey,
Maybe
but it's
nostalgia.
something that
I
you
watched
grew up
it,
on.
Yeah.
You grew up
really
on
bad.
it and
Yeah,
everything.
really bad. But
I
did
love
grew up
I
on it
love
for
a
sure.
I love a ton of bad movies. Like
Oh,
going
we
back
all
and watching.
did, for
Yeah.
sure.
Tangerine in there may have been my first crush.
Oh,
Maybe.
really?
I
Okay,
don't
on a
know.
garbage. Okay, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Okay, we all have our things. That's for sure.
Go with it.
If you want to call this a horror movie, it's more. I don't know if it's horror or not, but I loved it. Was Cujo.
Oh yeah, that's a horror movie.
Cujo's
That's full on
fire,
horror.
bro.
Love
Terrifying movie.
So you're a big Stephen King fan
Yes.
then? Okay.
That's
Yes.
fire, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Cujo was great, man. It's still to this day is a terrifying movie.
I'm scared of
'Cause
St.
it's-
Bernard's.
It's such
Well,
a
Beethoven
realistic.
made me like him.
Right. But Beethoven did
Yeah.
redeem it a little bit. Then he made Beethoven's 11th.
Have you
and then
looked
it
at
got-
some of the cutaways though in Cujo? His tail was wagging.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
still,
I didn't as a kid. I didn't see it, but as
Yeah,
an
he
adult,
broke kayfabe.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Cujo out there breaking kayfabe.
But
in
yeah,
the
I'm
80s,
a
dude.
huge Stephen King 80s.
With that,
Gotcha.
what's your favorite Stephen King like adaptation like film?
Stand by
Oh,
me.
yes, that-
Same. Okay.
Is The Fog?
No.
Who's The Fog? John Carpenter.
That's
John
Carpenter.
Carpenter.
Yes, John
yeah.
Carpenter. I like
Yeah.
The Fog a lot.
Yeah,
too.
the fog's
So,
dope, super dope.
Yeah.
That's
But
That's
still-
another 80s banger
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
that score to that dude Carpenter
That's
in the
Carpenter,
early
yeah.
80s scores.
Me, him, and Chance and our buddy Jordan are huge Carpenter fans, dude. We talk about Carpenter and Skeggs too. Like,
Yeah,
we're
Brian
all
Skaggs. Yeah, I love you.
the.
That's my dude. Right
I think Fog, which we've talked about. We
yeah, y'all heard y'all did.
Yeah,
mention
The
that
Fog's
before,
great.
but Fog is a great one, bro, and it's a sleeper with the Carpenter
You
movies,
think
man.
so? Is that
Yeah,
considered a
it's-
sleeper?
Well,
Oh,
people
okay.
always talk about Halloween. Obviously,
Well,
they talk about
I
The
purposely
Thing,
didn't say
Yeah.
that, but
and they talk about They Live.
see, I like The Fog more than The Thing. I know.
No, but I get
They're
that.
right there
though.
with each
I
other.
get
Yeah,
that.
I
I
love
watched the
both of
Fog
them.
way more than I
They're
watched the
both- yeah,
thing.
they're
I watched
both
them both.
they're both
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, I just catch myself still
Halloween-
as an adult
Halloween
going back to
2.
watching Fog.
Yeah.
Yeah, but first Halloween is
And the Fog, you get motherfucking Tom Atkins. Dude.
Yes. Yes.
Tom Atkins
Tom
is the
Atkins is
motherfucker.
in
That
the Fog.
mustache
Just turn
is
it
so.
up. Oh no,
I
that's
must
Halloween
ask you
3.
a question, Tom Atkins. Why are you so fucking cool?
mustache. Shout
Fun
out.
fact: I just met Tom Atkins a couple weeks ago.
Heck yeah.
Dude, what does his mustache have to say?
He was such a nice old gentleman.
You should have told him to
nice.
quote the God damn it. What was it? Everybody, God damn it. Get it together, God damn it.
What was it in My Bloody Valentine?
My Bloody Valentine, they're fighting, and
Everybody
he comes in
calm
there
down.
hollering.
That's a good movie.
That's
a
what I
good
wanted.
movie.
He had that picture too on his table.
No,
I wanted
dude.
so bad to get it done.
So, I mean,
That's awesome.
I can't not talk about it. It's the 80s. It's fucking Teen Wolf, bro. It's
Oh
the
yeah,
best.
you
I'll
have
wait
to bring
till
that.
you-
I mean,
Yeah,
it's just like, oh, Chad's gonna talk about Teen Wolf and over the
Of course,
top.
it's okay.
Of course I am.
We won't. You're
Yeah.
supposed to.
We named the fucking show after this 1987 amazing film,
Yeah.
Over the Top.
And
About an
you
arm
put-
wrestling truck driver and Teen Wolf. If we could have named it Teen Wolf Podcast, but that didn't make any sense.
It didn't make no sense.
But shout out to motherfucking Scott Howard
yes,
and the fucking Beavers. Dude, Teen Wolf, it's so ridiculous.
It's-
and then you get bestiality in that movie. He's a werewolf making love to women. And they're just like, hell yeah, come let me get some of that.
you
It's
have
like,
to
got-
win in the end.
I've
the
always
eight-
loved Teen Wolf though.
Oh, dude, Teen Wolf. And then
That pisses me off. You can't find that song on Spotify anywhere.
you can't, dude.
It's a cover version of it.
You can't.
Win in the end.
Dude, that sequence, the championship game
Oh, my
sequence, is
gosh.
the best basketball sequence in a movie.
You got Chubbs just dropping.
Shout out Mark
I'm
Holt.
glad you agree. Because I've always thought that.
Dude, and Michael J. Fox, like, he could
He's
legit ball,
dropping
dude, for a
buckets,
little
dude.
fella, dude.
Michael J.
He's a
Fox.
Muggsy Bogues before Muggsy Bogues.
And we've talked
Michael
about it
P.
before.
Keaton is-
Yeah, over the
That
top.
he was filming. Michael J. Fox was filming, and he was young as fuck when they were filming
he's
this.
so good.
He was filming Back to the Future 1 while he was filming Teen Wolf.
Wolf.
And Teen Wolf was
and
supposed to come
Family
out
Ties.
first. Yeah, and Family Ties.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure Teen Wolf was supposed to come out first, and then once Back to the Future came out and got so big, he wanted to like bury Teen Wolf. He didn't want to talk about it.
don't know
I'm like,
why.
motherfucker, I love Back to the Future,
Teen Wolf.
but you don't ever forget. Hashtag never
Where you
forget.
came from.
Back to the Future
Yeah.
2 is better than 1, I think.
I'm with you
Oh,
on that one.
dude.
Okay, I'm like looking cringy.
I have more fun with
Oh,
2.
dude, I
I have
hate
more
it
fun with 2.
so
You know,
bad.
yeah.
Three,
I hate it.
A lot of
three
people
I
don't.
ignore, but 2 I have more
Three
fun.
is not good.
Wait.
I
Part
just watched
three?
them
What are you talking
recently.
about?
There's part 3.
Where they go to Western?
Yeah.
And they're- and
I went to the
Western-
movies and seen that. I literally went to the
Oh, we're
movies.
talking Teen Wolf. You're still thinking Teen Wolf, aren't you?
Yeah, you're talking about Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I
Yeah.
thought you said Teen Wolf 2 is better than
Oh,
Back
no, Teen Wolf 2 sucks.
I almost, my head exploded.
No.
No, Back to the Future 2 is
It's
so good.
leaps and bounds better than
Yeah.
the first
But
one.
part 3 is
Yeah, but Teen Wolf 2 is
Teen Wolf 2 is
Yeah,
really-
sorry, dude. I
okay.
just left my body thinking.
Well,
my
I've
brain-
heard, but I know some people who do. I mean, that's a lot
was
of people
Jason
like the
Bateman's in
first.
that one?
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only one that's in it from the first one is Chubbs.
Yeah, it's
Styles, who's one of the greatest characters from the 80s ever.
terrible.
When he's talking, like Styles from part 1. Nobody's in it, but everybody talked about Pamela. Everybody was like, oh, why didn't he go in for Pamela? And Booth was the real one, dude.
Yeah, Booth was sneaky.
Booth was the real one, dude. She was the one that was
She
by
was
his side the whole time, and he was like worried about the other chick.
She had his
And here's
back.
Booth just chilling right here next to him. Like, I'm here when you're ready.
What
dude.
about in the championship game? Have you ever heard this random fact about it? This movie,
Dude's dong's hanging out?
Dude's dong is hanging out in the stands after they win the championship
So
game.
random.
Yeah, dude. Like when they're showing the scene when
I've heard that.
Everybody's cheering in the stands. And
Dude's just standing up.
Background
It's
dude.
just wings just
What?
hanging out.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sure it's probably been edited in newer releases.
Maybe
Probably.
probably so. But in the original edit, there's a dong just hanging out
Just
there
a,
from
just
an
a
extra.
stray dong, dude.
Just
Just
Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Dude having it hard on.
Yeah.
He was excited about that win.
That's clearly it's an 80s movie, by the way.
no shit, Shapax.
I'll throw another comedy off of you. Shout out to Jordan on this one, but I always had a lot of fun with it as well. With Crocodile Dundee from 1986.
Absolutely.
86, yeah.
Oh, dude.
that
So
was
great.
a classic movie, man.
I remember my neighbor had HBO back in the day as a kid, and he had a huge satellite dish. He like you remember the old school.
F319, G420 is what you had to do to get the
Remember the huge satellite dishes people would have back in the
Oh,
the
dude.
Prime Star.
yeah.
The Prime
So
Star.
that was would always come on HBO back in the day, and me and the neighbor would.
that was big time.
Oh,
man,
dude.
HBO.
Paul Hogan, dude. He was the
Oh,
man.
Hogan,
now that's
yeah.
a knife.
He was the man.
Hogan. Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan. What you got?
This one I didn't see until about 4 years ago, and I can't believe that it got past me. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
dude.
Oh, wow.
John
Yes, dude,
John
John
Candy's the
Candy.
greatest of all time.
Yeah, you could throw so many John Candy.
Yep.
Yeah, and I've kind of straight. That's an amazing movie, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
And I'm so glad that you finally got to see it because John Candy's my favorite comedic actor ever. There's nobody. It'll never get taken over. Just from a standpoint of he could make you laugh and make you cry. He made you laugh and cry in the same movie with Planes and Trains and Automobiles.
Yeah.
Same with Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck's my favorite movie. And I haven't said a lot about John Hughes because I feel like John Hughes just dominated the entire decade.
Yeah. We could do a whole episode just on
Yeah,
John
we
Candy.
need to.
absolutely
we need
can.
to. But yeah, dude, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is great, dude.
It's great.
I like
Thanksgiving
me. Like
Yep,
that,
that's
that,
when
that
I
don't
whole-
watch it. That's
Yeah,
when I've
you don't
been
have
watching
many
it.
Thanksgiving holiday movies to watch, and that's like the prime example
And it's-
of a Thanksgiving movie to watch.
And a movie that I love that is a complete copy of that is Due Date. That's
yeah, exactly.
all Due Date
yeah,
is.
Due Date's exactly replica.
Have you hadn't seen it?
Oh,
dude.
my
Zach
God, dude.
Galifianakis and Robert Downey.
It
It's
gives
so
me
funny.
Tommy Boy vibes too, because they're traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely hit that.
Dude,
90s.
But John Candy, bro, he died in '94
Yeah, he died
after
early.
after he filmed Wagons East, I think, or Canadian Bacon, one of the two. And dude, he was like our age, bro.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah, he was like 40 or something like that,
He was
if
in- he
that.
was in Home Alone.
Can you
too.
imagine? Like,
oh, dude,
yeah,
Buzz Zelensky, dude.
yeah, the Polka King.
Yep, yeah.
Polka.
Yeah.
But can you imagine if he would have
Oh,
kept, dude? Just
Oh, yeah, him and Chris Farley both.
Yeah, man.
even after John Candy's career would be done as an actor, just the writing we would have got from
Oh,
him.
that's a
dude.
really good point. Oh my
just-
gosh,
Yeah.
yes, that would have been
Yeah.
It's like you said, the same with Chris Farley.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do it if you look at Chris Farley's movies, TV show. It's not
He
that
only,
big.
and I mean, think about it, dude. Chris Farley only really did like
He didn't
5
do a
movies.
lot of movies.
Yeah.
He didn't. Yeah,
It was
And
so
most,
quick.
in my
a
opinion,
Kurt
bro,
Cobain type of situation. Like,
other than Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, like the other ones he did, I didn't really like them.
I'm a fan of Beverly Hills Ninja.
So I couldn't really get into that one or
I was
Almost
surprised
Heroes.
you didn't say that. Yeah, Beverly Hills Ninja's good.
Well, it's just I guess compared to
compared to
Tommy
Black
Boy.
Sheep
Well,
and
compare
Tommy Boy.
anything to Tommy Boy. I mean, Black
Well,
Sheep's
all
good.
Black
Black
Sheep
Sheep-
is Tommy Boy too. It's all it is.
Yeah.
Everybody just got
Tommy
different
Boy,
names.
yeah, the pressure was high for sure. The pressure was high.
What was that?
But before I get into, like, I guess like the last things I'm gonna talk about. What's your favorite John Hughes movie from the '80s?
Oh, from the 80s.
Yeah, we'll just since we're talking about '80s, John Hughes film from the '80s. What would be your favorite one?
I like Breakfast Club a lot.
I mean, that's.
It's so
I
hard.
purposely didn't even mention Breakfast Club because that's so
Yeah.
iconic.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
16 Candles.
16, yeah, that same. I literally like.
It's so hard to pick. Like, if you tell me what's your favorite John Hughes movie, I'm going to say Home Alone.
I mean, well, it's not the
Yeah,
80s. Though.
yeah, but it's not
If I-
80s.
my favorite John Hughes movie is Home Alone. I'm
Yeah.
never sticking with the 80s because I was.
But yeah,
Breakfast
with the
Club.
80s, man.
But
it's just,
Home Alone's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Actually, let me rephrase that. I'm very vocal about this. Home Alone 2 is my favorite movie.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I
Nothing
get-
wrong with that.
right, for
It's
sure.
it's Home Alone just set in New York.
Yes.
It's
Home Alone 1 is absolute classic. It is a better movie.
yeah.
But Home Alone 2 is just something special about
Yeah,
the movie.
and it hit the
It
toy
hit. They
store.
nailed
It's-
both of those, man.
dude, and the music. The fucking see that to me, music is such a big influence on a movie as well.
1000%. That's why Top Gun is the king.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
of
another
the 80s
character.
with that stuff. Like, yeah.
Well, like mine would be. I mean, in the '80s, my favorite John Hughes one would be Uncle Buck. But
Yeah.
Well,
my favorite comedy from the '80s
Ferris Bueller.
is probably Vacation.
Vacation.
Yeah,
Over
yeah.
Ferris
But
Bueller?
bro, I'm not a big Ferris Bueller fan.
You like Ferris Bueller?
I think it's I like the story. I'm just not a big Matthew Broderick fan.
That's
But I love this. I love the screenplay. I love the way, like the story.
Yeah.
Something about Matthew Broderick, though, I think is what it is. But that movie's,
It's understandable.
and I'm in the minority of people that don't really like it that much. But it's like most people's favorite John Hughes.
well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like John Hughes, I don't think, but Fast Times at Richmond High.
Oh, that's a great one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
But like with Vacation, Hughes didn't direct that. Harold Ramis did.
yeah.
But
Oh, okay.
but
okay.
John Hughes wrote the screenplay.
I was about to say, I didn't,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
associate him with
Yeah,
Vacation.
yeah.
That's why.
Because he didn't direct it. Harold Ramis did from Ghostbusters.
yeah,
was one of
Okay,
it.
okay.
But the Vacation movies, like, well, that one,
Vacation's fantastic.
the European Vacation, which I like and most people don't,
I like that one.
and then Christmas Vacation.
Vacation's great.
Yeah, I just don't like
I mean,
Vegas.
everybody
much.
knows Christmas is
Yeah.
the go, but
But
Vacation,
like I said, we
great,
could go off.
John Candy's in that too.
Yeah, sure
We
is.
could go off the spiel about Rambo. All that kind of stuff. But that's like given.
All the Friday
Terminator.
13th,
All the Friday
Halloween
13th.
Terminator.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. But
I'm a sucker for the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
it's a great movie.
I
Dude, one
absolutely
of the
love
most
that.
terrifying movies.
They should have kept going that direction.
And I know I
it's
sound like a broke record. I know this. I'm about to say this 3 times in a row.
No, say it.
And I'm not. This is not better by no means. But I like Nightmare on Elm Street too. Jesse was a screaming little bastard turd.
I like 3 a lot.
Three
I like
was
2.
good.
I
Two
love
was
Dream
just
Warriors.
Dream Warriors is fantastic.
Dream Warriors is so dope.
2 was extremely G-worded.
Yes, it
It was extreme, like especially if you go back and
Well,
watch.
Jesse was kind of
No, for sure, 100%.
I
Everybody
got a
says
documentary on it.
Everybody
It's
says
called
it's
Scream Queen.
it's the gay Nightmare on Elm Street
Yeah.
movie. The kid even said it.
I just thought it was kind of like I don't know, like he scared the shit out of Jesse and his scream.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was good.
I think too, like
Definitely.
what got me about part 2, aside from all that stuff, because back when I watched it, I wasn't even paying attention to any of that as a
I
kid.
noticed it
But like
immediately.
I did, but it wasn't like like okay, whatever. The thing that threw me off was that Freddy came out of the dreams in that one.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, well, now it's different because now he's just not. But yeah,
He
there's a
still
lot of
played.
people that like
He
part
still.
2 though.
See, I've never known anyone who's like that one, but it's always hit me though. I don't know.
No, I
That's
get
what
it.
makes movies so great.
Yeah.
There's
There's no right or wrong
After
answer.
part
There's no
3,
right or
though,
wrong.
I just said
he
Leonard
could have
Part
never
6
done another
earlier,
one.
so-
He
No.
could have never done another one after
Yeah,
part 3.
he brought up Leonard Part 6.
Yeah. But what I'll finish with on my part, like y'all can name some other ones, whatever y'all
I got
wanna
one
name.
more for you.
But I'll just group them. The Police Academy movies,
Yeah, I knew
1
that was
through
coming.
5,
Yeah.
because the other 2 don't count. But like the first 5, they were all 80s.
I love the first 2
Yeah.
particularly a lot. Yeah.
Well, 4 and 5 are awful, but I love them. Me and Skeggs love them because they're just bad.
Yeah.
So bad they're good.
3 is pretty good too.
But 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to me, like that whole, because they got, it was one of those things like Revenge of the Nerds. The first one was super like raunchy, and then they kind of got cornier, but they were still funny. But they were just so
Because it
bad.
came out with the toy line after that first movie.
They had the TV, they had the
Oh,
cartoon.
yeah, for
They had the
sure.
cartoon
Yeah.
and
How about the
everything.
cartoon?
Shout out to Bobcat Goldthwait, one of the most annoying characters of all time.
Unhappily Ever After. TV
Hot to
show.
Trot. You remember that movie where he's the talking horse?
Imagine a movie with Bobcat and freaking
Fran Dresser.
Gilbert Gottfried. Imagine
Oh,
them two
gosh.
doing a movie together.
Lord have mercy. That's nightmare. That is.
Shout out Police Academy. Shout out Steve Gutenberg.
All right, I'm going to throw one more out here. I got to throw a Stallone movie out here for us.
Please do.
From 1986. I think we may have briefly talked about this one before, but it's a good mix of action and horror, and that's Cobra. Angel in the City with Brigitte Nelson in there.
Brigitte Nelson, her tall self.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Dude, it's so great. That opening scene
I had
in the
action
grocery
figures
store.
of Cobra too as a
Dude,
kid.
when he's got the pistol with
Yeah.
the Cobra, and then he cuts the pizza with the scissors when he goes back to his
Yeah,
car.
man.
Dude.
I love that movie. I
It's
wanted
so
to mention that so bad, but
Yeah.
I didn't. I left it off, but
Oh, man.
Dude, Cobra's great, especially the first scene, like that really corny
in
first
the grocery
scene.
store and
I
everything.
had to pick my. I had 2 Arnold movies on my list, and I had to decide which one. And I'm gonna roll with Twins.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
you know, Danny
Yeah.
DeVito, dude, hell yeah.
Good one.
Bridget Nelson is the opposite of Danny DeVito. Do a side by side for that on this reel, please.
Right, yeah. Hell yeah, I'll put
How
that
Mike?
up
You
there.
want? You got something you
Give
want?
us all
I
of
got
them. What
I
you
got 2 more.
All
And it's
right.
with some
One-
bangers.
One of them, I don't know if y'all have seen this one or not. John Cusack, Better Off Dead.
Ooh, that's a great
Yeah.
movie.
Yep.
I've never
Oh,
seen
I love that
one.
movie.
Yeah.
He
We
was
talked.
watch that.
When I was honestly prepping for this today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me and my fiance mentioned that movie.
Yep.
Really?
That's a
Yeah.
good
And it
one.
gets slept on. Everybody talks about Say Anything.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that
Yeah, I
movie
like
too.
Better Off Dead.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm a,
The whole boombox scene.
Yeah.
well,
And then
obviously,
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Good one.
yeah.
That was
Yep.
another
And
good
I
one from the
literally
80s.
projected you to say that.
yeah. Yep.
Dude, did y'all like Bogus Journey?
Yes,
I had fun with both.
I liked all
It
of
was
them.
okay. It was like a terrible sequel.
It wasn't
that we
good,
like,
but I
that's
did
the one
like
when
it.
they're playing games with death
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was weird.
Battleship and shit.
It was weird.
Okay,
But
The
I
newest one.
did.
The newest one. Like, did you watch the newest one?
No.
I didn't even waste
they
my
look
time.
too
with
old,
it.
bro.
I
I
thought
want to
about it,
remember
though.
him. I want to remember the blonde dude, the Alex dude from Bill and Ted and Lost Boys. I don't want to
Yeah.
see him.
Yeah.
I
all
still
old
actually
like
plan on watching it though. Just
at some point.
Yeah, at some point. But I also haven't
It's
watched
like Dumb
Coming
and
to
Dumber
America
2.
2 because I can't let go. because
It's
Coming to
like
America.
just like Dumb and Dumber 2. It's like
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I've never seen part 2. So
That's why I don't want them to remake, do another sequel to Goonies, bro.
no, don't touch
leave
it.
that alone,
Just don't
man.
leave it
Leave
alone.
it alone.
It being their kids, and just leave it.
Leave
bro.
it alone.
Yeah.
Goonies, we didn't talk about much, but Goonies is.
I mean, yeah, we
Goonies,
brought up the Goonies a couple times and everything. That's a given.
There's so many like clear cut
givens.
smash goats we purposely
These are
stay
like-
away from.
and again, we'll do these again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Terminator.
Next time we'll do them, we'll
Yeah.
have maybe BJ will be on here. We'll have another guest we can bring
Yeah.
on to kind of throw some in.
Yeah,
but-
because I still got some
Yeah, so
right here
many.
on my list that
Same.
I can go with and everything. But we'll just hold those off
yeah, man.
for the
Well,
next time.
We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. This was dope when we was able to get some more movie stuff done. You know, we're doing a lot of wrestling now, but now we're throwing in the movies as well. We're gonna always do that. We're gonna kind of bounce around, man. We'll do snacks, we'll do commercials, like whatever we
If
want to
it's
do.
up to me, I'm gonna make them sneak in some music talks.
Oh,
we
yeah,
definitely
let's do
can,
it,
bro.
yeah.
We
Because
definitely
if you
can.
want to hear somebody fucking nerd out,
Yeah.
let's talk music.
Hell yeah, we'll
Let's
have to
do
do
it.
some music episodes too, bro.
Yeah,
But
I'm
we,
down. We're a multi-entertainment platform
Y'all
here.
are
We
some
can do it
fucking
all.
cool
We're,
guys.
we're
Y'all
an
are.
MEP.
Yeah,
dude.
we're over the top, baby.
Y'all are
Yeah.
cool guys. is
We're
what y'all
MEP,
are.
dude. Well, appreciate everybody tapping in, man. Y'all hit the links in the descriptions for all our social medias. Shout out to the sponsors, Trouble Spirits, Revolution One Media, and the whole gang we got here.
Yeah, share us around. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark.
Absolutely, man.
So we can start doing some live streams, all that good stuff.
Yeah,
We
dude.
appreciate all y'all's support big time. It means a lot.
Hell yeah, dude. Shout out to the 80's, man. We love y'all.
We out this motherfucker.
Bow.